right? When we talk about, when you hear Kescute say, Sutsujin is unique, Sutsujin is more of the calculated guy.
You mean Hazel?
No.
Hazel is more calculated.
No.
What?
It's the opposite. Sutsujin is a guy who's more calculated.
Hazel is a little loco?
Hazel is a loco one. He's a loco.
Is he Geeler?
He is pretty Geeler, man. Especially with the Hanzo. He performs on heroes that you wouldn't see Sutsujin play. Like, again, he plays the Ling. He has played the Ling. He's played the Hanzo before as well. It's all about just sheer mechanics sometimes, sheer muscle, you could say, from Mr. Hazel in the gym.
Well, I mean, you can thank the MDL for that. For the global ban system,
Actually, he's never played in an MDL.
Really?
He's a straight call-up.
Wow.
He's a straight
Liga
call-up.
Nacional to Geek Fam, and then RRQ.
Straight call-up, this young man.
Straight call-up. Wow. I thought of all people who might have been from the MDL, Hazel could have been one of those players. Now, with RRQ Hoshi on the blue side, Team Falcons on the red side, the first pick has already gone through, and Harith Toy has been performing phenomenally. Doesn't make too many, honestly, doesn't make any mechanical mistakes on Harith at all. His laning is superb, but now we finally see the Matilda. It was not banned in game number 1, but is now picked up here in game number 2 with an abysmal win rate of 25%. But they're also pairing it up with good old Phoveus.
Wow. Leo, Mathilda Phoveus. What are your thoughts on this?
I love it. When Team Falcons get their hands on heroes like this, despite Matilda's currently low win rate, I believe they're just playing to be able to recover. Like these two heroes, when you're playing in a metagame like MPL Philippines, there's nothing that can get you when you play with heroes that can reposition and that can go deep in the paint when the timing is right, the way that they do here. But RRQ Hoshi, I'll tell you now, are picking up some solid bombs. 100% win rate on that Franco, and the range they're playing with on Rins.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, it begs the question, what Matilda should take as their, not only emblems, but more importantly, their battle spells.
Yeah, Purified.
The Purify is going to be so important, but that forces you to play ultra defensively. It's not going to be as easy to do those clutch saves without the flicker, but Edok has been, oh, dude, ridiculous on this. Literally T-posing on teams with his presence alone.
So, undefeated.
By the way, this Franco is always comboed in together with a Sicilian. It's never been a Franco without Sicilian for RRQ. Every time they see this, you see the Franco, you see the Sicilian. But when you see the Sicilian, you don't necessarily see the Franco. So again, it's the combo. Sanguine Claws into Iron Hook that makes RRQ's duo in the mid lane so lethal. But for Falcons, pretty obvious they were going to go for the Granger there, not banned out, and it's the obvious trade against Harris.
Last chance to get it. There was no way they were going to let it through. Same way with Cecilia and Franco, like they're on blue. So if you let one of them through, show the other, best believe Falcons was going to ban it out.
Yep, and Lucas ban followed up by the Hayabusa ban. Team Falcons still remembering what happened in game number 1 with Sutsujin. I think there is a certain level of conditioning that has been applied by RRQ Hoshi. I don't know whether this is the play, though, whether to be very recovery, very defensive for the side of Team Falcons, but I guess they want to have a cleaner game, a more, a clearer flow chart of scaling.
Yeah.
That's how you recover from what happened in game 1. What was that? A 12-minute game? That's very fast, given how high our expectations are from these two. So I don't blame him for playing this way. I don't blame him for covering all the bases like this.
Good Hanzo ban by Team Falcons as well. They've really, done their research as well. Maybe they have been preparing for more of a Hazel lineup than a Sutsujin lineup that could also come into the play again, because in MPL we've seen more Hazel than we have Sutsujin. So Hanzo, Hayabusa taken out. A lot of assassins, 4 assassin bans to be exact for Team Falcons, and they're probably going to deny another jungler here.
Yeah, steal it away.
I think it might just be the Nolan or something along that lines, because this is the first time in a while that we've seen both Suyo and as well as Joy just not touch the Land of Dawn at all, and now with the rest of
What about Alpha?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I was going to say, weirdly enough, now would be an okay Alpha. But if that's the case, maybe don't pick it at all. You see, don't pick it at all. Pick something else and see how far RRQ Hoshi is going to be committing to give Hazel a good hero.
I suppose. This is a really, really tough one now that we've kind of gone beyond what the default standard is supposed to be, and even some of the quote-unquote priority interesting picks in the bans. The Fire Mist gets shown. Super defensive, ultra sustained.
Yeah. In the draft alone, there's nothing that answers the Netherrealm. No Valentina, no Claude, no Burst that's, sudden or early available. I think this is a good pick from Team Falcons, a very specific kind of Faramis.
I'm not sure, because they're not going to be sticking close too much RRQ Hoshi, right? So technically for Team Falcons, they're going to be lacking that damage, damage in general. They're only going to have physical damage with the Granger and the Phobies. We're thinking it's going to be a physical damage jungler to like an Alpha, right? So RRQ, whoa. They just bang. Oh, okay. They double down on HP. They know Team Falcons won't really have that much damage to shred down these tanky members, even with the Alpha.
They're leaning into it.
Oh,
and there we go. The Nolan comes in. I'm surprised they didn't go for the Alpha this time round, but I guess it makes sense, right? You know, the Faraga armor is a little frustrating to deal with, and not to mention that last Insanity could potentially deal with the Netherrealm. We'll see how this one plays out. This is one of the more interesting drafts we've seen here at Mobile Masters here, and personally for me, I'm leaning just a little bit more towards Team Falcons. That last jungle pick was the rough one to watch, especially when you're up against a Franco.
Yeah, especially considering, again, when I said earlier, Team Falcons, with the Fairness, they're going up against RRQ, who are not really going to be sticking too much together earlier. I was thinking they're not going to clump up. Falcons will probably want to clump up a bit more. Everybody except for the Nolan, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to play with Fairness, you want to play with the healing and the guiding wind, and that's where the X-Borg comes in with the Sicilian and Harith.
Oh boy, it looks like there's going to be a pause here. You can see that Super Marco is raising up his hand. Thank God before going into the game. No time lost there. Good catch here from Bulletproof Marco himself. Reflexes, sharp as ever.
All right, at least it's not something regarding the draft, because already the last phase was a little, you know, exotic for us, a little too wild. We don't see these pictures often.
Dude, I was really thinking that it might just boil down to like maybe even Bane in these kind of scenarios, something with like wide AoE to kind of like chew through and get the space when necessary.
Yeah, instead of the X-Borg. That's what I was expecting too, but even I'll admit, as the #1 Bane connoisseur in all of MLBB esports at this point, sometimes you just don't pick him. There's just no reason to force it here, especially since you're fielding a new jungler, you're on a hot streak, you want to protect that win streak, secure first seed. You play what's best. You listen to Coach Kez.
Another fun fact, I guess I'll share with you guys back at home who haven't been watching MPL Indonesia. Hazel was back in Liga Nacional, coached by Kescute. That was the combo that won Liga Nacional with Pajajaran.
There's even more history being unveiled here for RRQ, but this is game number 2, decider match. It's Leo and Mirko.
Straight up into the game we go. Match point for the Kingdom, while Team Falcons recover with a very familiar draft. If you watched MPL Philippines long enough, you'll know that this team has been together for what? Almost 3 years? They've been drafting this way for 2.
It's so crazy to see, you know, a roster stick together for such a long time, Leo. I think in esports in general, it's so hard to get past year 1. Like, once you hit year 1, that's when usually rosters stagnate.
Yep.
Very, very quick. Not for Team Falcons, though. 3 years, still going strong, still playing really, really well. Hazel, though, on the X-Borg, certainly this is going to be the disadvantage up against a Nolan. You clear slow, and slow with spaces. S space, L space, space, O, W, man.
With like 16 O's.
With 16 O's.
It's a very specific rotation.
2 W's.
And an A or somewhere in there. You have to be very specific in your rotation path and your jungling, and that leaves open the Little Wanderer clean for Falcon. So yeah, no. All Edoc is doing here is playing a defensive Franco, contrary to the way we used to seeing him play it.
Very, very different to the early aggression 9-minute games we've been seeing from the Franco of Edoc. And I think even for Hazel, you can see the pathing. He knew he did not want to contest the Lethal Wanderer.
And he's
he
losing
knows.
so much!
This is, I think, to be expected when you go for the X-Borg against the Nolan. And I think, again, that's why credit to Team Falcons for going for the Nolan. Good take there still for Kyle, securing it. But yeah, good pick for Team Falcons. They notice it's an X-Borg in the jungle. Instead of the Alpha, let's bully him even more when it comes to clearing.
Yep, and it's the right kind of hero you needed. If it was the Alpha, damage profile wouldn't be there. Not enough burst, not enough activatable finishers. This is right. Nolan Granger is the right combo for Team Falcons. This is what we call running gun back at home. Turtle already spawned. Burst and Hazel.
Darren not even level 4. Does look like for Flap, he will be hitting level 4 now. It's going to be Thunder with the Iron Hook as well. Landing on the Kaltizi, and that's the burn down. Retry win for Hazel. No, it's Tyler who takes it. Still the bad impact locking few down. How have they done this? Falcons are the ones running away with the guiding wind coming down. Flapteezy is able to escape for a bit. Rins has the flicker. Does he want to go for it? Bit too risky, but they won the early game.
You want to know how, Mirko? You want to know how? Edo hooked Kyle Teasy. That compromised the position of the Nolan. Hence why he couldn't retry anymore.
And it's all set up by a level 3 Dyron. That's why he didn't rotate, he didn't need to. All he needed was level 3.
Just a bonk.
Getting the stun, getting that combo as Edok locked in the hook.
It's a dirty combo.
Wow.
Again, these two heavy line frontliners that led to the steal. As if stunning Kyle TZ was enough to assist in the hook.
Oof.
He stole it too. And now suddenly RRQ Hoshi can put their pedal to the metal and start going for the offense.
Oh man. You can see this matchup too, the Phobius really stopped down by Hylos. Dyron doing a stellar job up top. Edok rotating forward, flickering forward with the play on the hunt now. Zamanforce coming down as well. Super Marco's gonna be taken down, traded in for Edok. Toy, can he survive? Dragged back by the Shadow Stampede. Good rotation reaction from Falcons.
Punitive action from Team Falcons. 2 for 1. Y'all go for the bulletproof. We will clap back in kind. And now we're waiting for how Team Falcons repair the situation up top. You mentioned how Flap TZ isn't exactly having the best time against Dyron. And now he sees Dyron's a little forward. Do I know what's up? He does see 2 of them.
Sanguine Claw to Flap TZ, no flicker. He is done up top. Rins gets given the kill there as Hazel looks for the invade over to Kyle TZ. Will be able to put down the pressure, and that's another whole wave Flap TZ will be missing out on. Turtle probably go for free. Glorious Pathway coming out, baiting out the Circling Eagle already. Kyle TZ gonna be locked out by the Sanguine Claws too. Hazel still on a Turtle. Bad impact from Rins over to Kyle TZ as Diamond gets locked and brought back by the Stampede. Hazel doesn't even need to retreat.
The 10 seconds that RRQ Hoshi held the line that Dyron and Edok were ready to die for was enough to waste Kyle TZ's time. And look, he's about to lose his purple.
Another one. He didn't use the Retribution earlier. Kyle doesn't have the Retri. And the advantage that we would expect Kyle TZ to have on the Nolan, the clear speed, has been neutralized through the fast rotations, through that CC lock. Wow.
We knew that on a mechanical level, logic-wise, the Hylos was going to do work. No matter which assassin you put in front of this mythical centaur, they would have a hard time, but not like this. Not with how easy Dyron is making it look. Not 2,000 gold ahead, 5,000, 5 minutes in. Look, Kyle TZ can't even walk through his own jungle.
And an Iron Hook lands with the Bloody Hunt. The Netherrealm comes in clutch, but still Ogwen, even with the Flicker, won't be able to survive. He might have just banned a few in to give Toy a double in the mid lane.
It just went from bad to worst as Marco can only hide behind tier 2, while 4-5 members of RRQ Hoshi barrel forward. Tier 1 in mid goes.
How have RRQ done this?
I'll tell you. Through Dyron confirming stuns, through Edok playing with range, and for Hazel to just make the right calls. Hazel, again, he's playing a hero that we haven't seen in a while in the jungle. He's picking his fights, man. He's picking his spots. And a hero doesn't have to be perfect to perform, but it has to be perfect for the situation.
You're saying all this, Leo, as if, again, they didn't just swap their members. Edok going to be able to pop in the win the crowd. Toy, Zamanforce coming down, and they're all going to be obliterated by that AoE. Still, Hazel has yet to pop the last Insanity. He's just burning Falcons alive. Ogwen next to the chopping block. There it goes. The last Insanity to blow Ogwen up. Kyle TZ walks up for the kill, but Hazel's a bit too tanky.
The Falcons walk away with nothing. That fight started when RRQ Hoshi collapsed on the few. Look, fellas, he never even got to use Netherrealm. That's how bad it was. That's how fast RRQ Hoshi can get these fights done.
Oh.
And Kyle TZ tried. He really did. But the Kingdom says no. They're approaching a 4,000 gold lead 7 minutes in. Team Falcons, as good as a recovery lineup could get, gets denied just that.
Phenomenal stuff from RRQ Hoshi. Absolutely phenomenal. 9-3, 7 minutes in. And Leo, I was about to bring it up. Again, you're talking as if they didn't swap out a player. Because yes, they got the great drafts. They have this crazy synergy. But it's Hazel, not Sutsujin. Yet everything has stayed the same. Maybe even this game a bit more oppressive.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'll tell you now. Hazel is looking motivated. RRQ Hoshi are looking all the more ready to play with a new jungler. And it's a new style. You're right. He's a little loco. The draft is a little loco.
It's loco when you got Hazel. Kescute can get a little bit loco.
He'll allow it.
He'll allow it, but sometimes the good old calculation from Sutsujin might be better as well. And they have now 2 options that have synced with the team up top. Okay.
I'll tell you now, how do you calculate 5,000 gold ahead at 8 minutes? All 3 turtles, 9-3. There's nothing to calculate. You are stomping your way through a mid-game power spike. You can do whatever you want.
You would expect this composition again to have to wait for the mid-game. Like you said, Hazel on the X-Borg, Rins on a Sicilian. These ain't early game picks. Taking a look at the items, man, War Axe already, Brute Force Breastplate for Hazel. And he's keeping up with the farm of Nolan. Kyle TZ is only ahead by 200 gold.
But Mirko, get this, that's the only thing Kyle TZ's doing. He's literally just farming.
Yeah.
He couldn't even touch the turtle earlier. He tried, but, you know, came about this close. I'm holding my hand like 6 inches apart, but it's not close at all.
And who can he really target is my question here. Rins, that's it, right? Because even Toy, he has ways to deal with the Nolan.
Yeah.
Heck, I would say Toy would do better against the Nolan on the Harith.
That's right. And now, Team Falcons can't even think of contesting the Lord.
Wow.
They push back any level of resistance. Ogwin had to dash out of there. Kyle is thankful he can touch his orange, at least.
That's a 9-minute holy crystal for Toy.
Toy's rocking.
Wishing Lantern from Rins.
Yep, Toy's rocking the Mage Gold Lane Trinity.
Oh, man.
Feather of Heaven, Starlim Scythe, Holy Crystal. Again, you're right. At this point, I'll agree with you. Kyle TZ would regret trying to pick a fight with Toy. Oh, Tyrant gets pulled in.
Oh! Iron Hook Flicker not able to land, but Few has been taken quite low. Force to back away. Might be able to go for the Holy Defense. Again, baiting out Super Marco with the dash right there. Is that going to be Hazel? Lock time quite a bit. Ooh. Able to get out. Does pop the Holy Defense. Now, does not have that Faraga armor. Lord charging down to the bottom lane. Able to get that charge down. Sanguine Claws and Iron Hook. Not landing. Glorious Pathways over them away. Now it's also a full fight with a dive in, but it's Mew gets obliterated. Still Toy free, hitting in the skirmish. Dire in the front line. Toy getting a double, looking for another. Kyle forced back. No minions, no problem. The dive continues.
Few and Ogwin popped their flickers. I was wondering, why not the Purify? Again, hindsight is 2020, but a Purify would have been very much in order here in a matchup like this. That's why it's so hard for Team Falcons to pick these fights. That's why it's so hard for Team Falcons to even respond when RRQ Hoshi says it's go time.
I honestly cannot blame him here, Leo. They thought they would be the ones ahead in the early game with a Nolan farming 2 times faster than an X-Borg, with a Phoveus Mathilda and a Faramis. They really have set themselves up for winning the neutral objective, at least Turtle 1, right? And by then, if they did win Turtle 1, maybe they would be able to get a snowball, and then they would be able to just flicker in before RRQ do all this, poke them down, go for picks. But it didn't play out the way they expected.
Are you telling me they didn't expect the Law and Order hook to derail everything? Because that's literally it. It was literally the stun and the hook that denied the turtle from Team Falcons and turned everything sideways.
But even then, right, it was the guy who couldn't go for Purify, who got stunned, hooked over. So, yikes!
It's a difficulty in recovery.
Yeah.
And Team Falcons aren't armed for that. Again, the Purify, sure, the Flicker, sure, will reposition you. But when RRQ Hoshi move forward, they really have no way back. Again, they're not the ones playing with the Matilda. It's Team Falcons playing with the Matilda. Now they're approaching a 9K gold lead, and Rins and Toy are ready to go. All right, let's check what Team Falcons are building here. Not a single one is ready to take on that kind of magic damage.
No. And not a single one of them can really hurt the front line of RRQ Hoshi at this time. RRQ have built themselves up so well, these frontliners, to Hazel. What is he sitting on now? Immortality. Oh, make that 3 now health bars that you're going to have to deal with against Hazel. And he already has a Dreadnought armor. What happened to Kyle TZ? That's going to be a kill back. Edo finally taken down. Super Marco picks up the kill. Finds the Malefic Roar, Sanguine Claws landing, Ogwen with the flicker around, glorious pathway, and a flicker forward from Rins. This is a 2v4, and they're taking it. Rins gonna be jumped on now, but Toy in the back line is dismantling everyone. Ogwen now still up there, triple kill taken out. Super Marco falling under that base turret too.
And now Few has to do damage control. Gotta clean up the Falcons' nest because there's waves crashing through, a base left standing, and 2 members of the kingdom knocking on your door, plus a lord.
It's GG. Few can only just watch as the Lord of the Kingdom slices and dices, cracks that base open.
They remind me of exactly why I was so kingdom these past few days. RRQ Hoshi with a sweep and a debut of Hazel at Mobile Masters.